There was a time, not so long ago, when a young man named Arjun found himself at a crossroads in life. He was bright and ambitious, but every time he set his sights on a goal, he would begin with excitement, only to lose momentum within days. His dreams of success seemed to slip through his fingers, dampened by distractions, doubts, and a restless mind. One evening, as he sat beneath the shade of an old banyan tree, feeling defeated, he confided in his wise grandmother. She listened patiently, her eyes gentle but piercing, and said, "Arjun, the greatest battle you will ever fight is the one within your own mind. Success begins with discipline, not just of your actions, but of your thoughts." Curious, Arjun asked, "But how do I discipline my mind? It feels like a wild horse always running away." His grandmother smiled and told him a story. "When I was a little girl, I had a garden. I wanted the most beautiful flowers, but weeds would grow faster than anything else. Every day, I had to pull the weeds and water the flowers. If I neglected the garden for even a week, the weeds would take over. Your mind is just like that garden. If you don't tend to it daily, negativity and distraction will choke out your ambitions." Inspired by her words, Arjun decided to embark on a journey of self-discipline. He started small, setting his alarm to wake up an hour earlier each morning. At first, his mind rebelled, tempting him to stay in bed, but he remembered the garden. He had to pull this weed of laziness out by its roots. He forced himself to rise, despite the protests of comfort. In time, waking early became easier. With each passing day, Arjun added new habits. He set aside time for reading, limiting his hours on social media. He wrote down his goals and reviewed them every night. When his mind wandered during work, he gently guided it back, like a shepherd steering his flock. The process was not easy. There were days he stumbled, days when old habits crept in. Yet, instead of giving up, he forgave himself and tried again. Gradually, Arjun noticed a change. His thoughts grew clearer. He felt in control. Tasks that once felt overwhelming became manageable, even enjoyable. He learned that discipline was not about denying himself pleasure or living with rigidity. It was about choosing what mattered most and committing to it, day after day. One afternoon, Arjun returned to the banyan tree and shared his progress with his grandmother. She chuckled and asked, "And what have you learned, my boy?" Arjun replied, "I learned that my mind can be trained. It's not about being perfect, but about being persistent. Discipline is the key that unlocks growth and lets me glow from within." His grandmother nodded and said, "You see, when you discipline your mind, you set yourself free. Free from the chains of doubt, laziness, and distraction. You become the master of your own destiny." Arjun's story is a reminder for all of us. The path to growth and a radiant life does not require extraordinary talent or luck. It requires the simple, steadfast discipline of the mind. Every time you choose focus over distraction, effort over ease, you plant a seed in your inner garden. With patience and persistence, those seeds will bloom, and you will find yourself growing and glowing, just as Arjun did. So, nurture your mind, pull out the weeds of negativity, and tend to your dreams with discipline. The journey may be challenging, but the reward, a life lived with purpose and brilliance, is worth every step.